Check, check, check. 1-2-1-2. Vader Games in the building. You know what it is. We got another show going on. Let me get this right. Boom. And let me do it properly. Vader Games. First things first. My peoples come first. My people, those that are here, no longer here, thought of and always remembered. I'm Vader Games. This is Vader Games TV. We got another episode of 115. One question, 15 minutes, and we're gonna be talking about this particular question here. Large up each and every one of you in the chat right now. Please like, if you're new, subscribe. We're gonna get comfortable. We're gonna sit back and we're gonna have a proper conversation on exactly why City had to win the League Cup. How they won the League Cup, the players that we need to acknowledge and celebrate, the players that have, again, been inconsistent, but in the key moment, in a cup winning moment, we're going to discuss. What I like to do each and every time, the very first person in the building that took the time said, you know what, Vader, I see I'm subscribed. I got the notifications. I see that you're live. Let me be in the comments. On today's show, very first in the building, Letty V in the building. Listen, what's good, V? What's good? You know what's good. This is what's good. Us winning the League Cup final. Huge. Important. I got a lot to discuss. Thank you for tuning in. And Letty's reminding each and every one of you, smash the like button. You know, come on. It's real simple. Griggs Talks. Humble these Arsenal fans. Listen. I'm gonna give them the platinums. I'm gonna share with them the wisdom of being able to witness football for the so many years that I've been able to have, and to try and pass that down to the next generation. I'm gonna do my part. Good looking out. My gal, hold on. Let me make. My gal is in the building. Rose, good to see you. Hope you're well. Hope everything is going well with you, family and friends. She goes, Vader, I'm still buzzing with excitement. I think Man City can do what seems impossible this season. Rose. Rose, hold on, hold on. I'm I'm keeping both feet on the ground. Okay? I'm we have to take it one game at a time. What we witnessed versus the best team in England and in Europe was impressive, but a lot of things need to go right. I'm excited too, but a lot of things need to happen, and I think we need to kind of like chill. We got one game at a time to focus on. I'm celebrating like you are. I'm celebrating this League Cup final. We have to, like, finals don't happen easy. And then, and only then, and I'm thinking I'm probably going to be past celebrating this until Thursday, maybe Fridays, when I'm going to kind of settle down a little bit. But probably by Friday, then I'll start thinking about the next game, which happens to be Liverpool. Vanessa, you know what? I'm still upset with Vanessa. I'm still upset. I'm still upset. But maybe it happened for a reason. She goes, congrats on winning and saving football. Listen, Vanessa, we had to. There was a lot of quad talk. Vanessa, there was a lot of quad talk. There was Arsenal pursuing something that no other English team has done. Obviously, I'm glad that we were able to put a stop to it. We not only did that, prevented the quad talk with regards to Arsenal, but we were also the last to stop Liverpool with regards to the quad talk. It was us. And I'm glad we were able to do it. Also, we're also getting back into really good. I'm not gonna hate on you. I'm not hating on you with regards to the UCL. I'm not. I know you got a battle this season with regards to La Liga and Barcelona. Because of what you're able to do in the UCL, it's going to be between you, Bayern, and PSG. You, Bayern, PSG are probably going to be the final defense with regards to stopping Arsenal with regards to the UCL, if Arsenal are still in it, if they happen to get past Barcelona. But keep your good form. I'm not mad at it. Trevor in the building. What it do? He goes, big up Vader. Listen, Trevor, listen. What a game. What a game. I'm not gonna do the breakdown. I'm not gonna do the 90-minute breakdown. I'm not even gonna do the 45-minute breakdown with regards to what you saw the first half, what you saw in the second half, even the changes. It's been done to death, right? We're now Tuesday. I'm sure everyone's done their breakdown. Everyone's kind of acknowledged. But I want to say this. We have players that are trying to become consistent winners, that are trying to know what their contribution is, understand the manager's instructions. We also have a manager that's trying to establish that in these players, has gone things wrong. Don't get it twisted. Our manager has gone things wrong in the attempt to try and figure all this out. But it is so promising to see where things are going, because this is a no-joke Arsenal, right? With regards to how they've been able to punish teams, how they've been able to play. We had an effect on how they looked on Sunday. Manager got it right. 11. I know from the jump, people were questioning that 11. Manager got it right, and the adjustments throughout the game were excellent. I loved it. We're going to talk about it. Vanessa goes, not going to lie, we can beat Arsenal if we get past. It's true. Looks like you guys are going to have players coming back healthy, right? Mbappe's back. I think Jude's supposed to be returning. I don't know where Militao is with regards to your defense in terms of having bodies, but yeah, it looks like you're getting ready at the right time. Big win. Huge win. The win that was needed for the win that was needed for football. Not just English football. Because we prevented something with regards to the quad talk. Now the quad talk's dead. I don't know. Are Arsenal fans talking about the trouble? Are Arsenal fans talking about the trouble? Now, what I saw that was disgusting was that bigger fish to fry copium. I hated seeing that. Come on now. Come on. Arsenal fans. It's not since COVID have you won a trophy. Right? Like this. this you're focused on bigger and better things. Like, stop it, stop it. It's nonsense. It's copium. I didn't like seeing it. We all want to win trophies. That's what it's all about. Ake was immense. Trust me, when we look at the players that all stepped up, when we look at the players that were on that bench available if Pep needed to call them, it was huge. And if we thought that Mateus Nunes, Kostanov, Ake, and O'Reilly were gonna do what they did, I'd be lying if I said I expected that from those guys. I'd be lying. I think Ake didn't lose. I don't think he lost a duel. I think aerially, I think he dealt with everything. And this is Ake. I think Ake's aerial abilities is amazing. But I think he rose up to the task. O'Reilly shaking off, right? O'Reilly shaking off the troubles of the Real Madrid game, right? Vanessa knows that really well. Valverde was able to get past him a few times. O'Reilly shook that off and put in such a great performance. And Kusanov, I can't speak enough. I can't speak enough about Kusanov. What an amazing contribution. And Nunes has been steady all season long. Low key, right? When you want, and you're going to hear this if you haven't heard it already, Arsenal fans are going to talk about, oh, certain players weren't available, right? They want to talk about their squad depth or lack of squad depth with regards to this. It's interesting when you get into a competition like this and you don't get the result that you wanted, that you then focus on all those things, which were all things that were strengths for Arsenal, right? But if you want to talk about not having the right players available defensively, my manager has been coping with this season, and he won't get credit for it because he makes it look so damn easy. But my manager has been playing players out of position the entire season at defense. Are we now all accepting that Mateus Nunes is a right back? Yes, because he's looking so damn good at it, but he's a midfielder. Academy player. Shout out to my man, Nico O'Reilly, making it look like he's a natural left back. A midfielder. Attacking midfielder at that. He put it on display with regards to the 2 goals that he scored. But an attacking midfielder playing at left back. Listen, my manager has had to make these adjustments, has had to do his MacGyver. MacGyver's, for all you youngsters that don't know, classic show. Highly intelligent man that was able to make contraptions and able to make devices out of the simplest things. Take a piece of gum, a battery, and a nail clip, and he turned it into a bomb. Like, he did madness. This is my manager. This is my manager making things out of nothing, turning players that aren't necessarily defenders into defenders. It was absolutely brilliant. Griggs, feels good to have the academy contribute to a trophy. And it's been steady, Griggs. It does. Listen, in Manchester, we know all about that. We know all about not having to always go and buy the talent. We groom the academy players to contribute. You know that very well. Very well. You know that incredibly well. Right? Class of 92. Steady. O'Reilly this year, stepping up, doing it. Past seasons, Rico Lewis. I know he's not getting the shine quite that much this season, but Rico Lewis, right? Before Rico Lewis, we saw Phil Foden doing the madness. Like, this is what it's about. When you got players like that contributing to trophies, means tremendous. And look at the smile. Look at the smile. And then at the same time, you can have academy players that are like hiding their face in shame. But absolutely brilliant. And I got to give credit to the club, to the manager, and obviously these players not shying away from the challenge, not shying away at all. Vanessa says, sadly, they will have a trophy this season, the Prem. Vanessa, you're going to make me boo you now. You're making me boo. And I'm going to play the boo for the entire thing. Right? Yeah. I'm taking a second. I'm just going to let that play. Because here's the thing. My gal Rose mentioned there's the potential to something special happening. And it's one game at a time. There's the potential for something special happening. Mathematically, it's not over. You know me. I'm all about my maths. I'm all about my calculations, right? It's not mathematically over. There's a lot that we need to see. I did find it interesting. I don't know if you guys saw this as well. I found it interesting that so many players for Arsenal didn't report for international duty. Now, they didn't report for international duty. Did that mean that there's concerns on how to close out the season, so they don't want to risk anything? I don't know. I don't know. Pep exploited the fullbacks. Listen, Trevor, he did more than that. Pep exploited the fullbacks. Pep exploited the keeper. Pep exploited the midfielders. Pep exploited the center backs. Pep exploited, and hear me clearly. And let me run an analogy for everybody in the chat, guys and girls. Okay, think of whatever it happens to be. I'm Vader Games, so you know it's about games. Let me explain it from a game standpoint. How many times have you been gaming? Right? It doesn't matter what the game. You've been gaming, and it's okay. You can do things real easy. There's no like tension of the hands. The movements are registering. Whether it's combinations you got to pull. But once it gets like really, really tense, once it's like I can't afford to like drop any health, I can't afford to kind of. Have you noticed you being a little jumpy on the controllers, a little like not sure, a little hesitant? Pep exploited that many of these players weren't going to take the risk and kind of channel certain passes in a quote unquote narrow window, in a space that might not be pulled off. He challenged the players to be accurate, right? And us falling off or dropping off with regards to how we were pressing was brilliant. Now, I'm not going to geek it out. I can do that. And another time I can do that. I can have the other screen up. I can do some stills. I can say, look at where we were at this point. Look at where we were in this possession. But one thing that was interesting, we backed off and really said, defenders, let's see how you distribute the ball, right? And if you're not willing to do that, okay, let's see which midfielders are going to come and assist you. And it was absolutely great. Can we do that? Will we do this again? Right? I know many of the City fans are going to be like, run it back when we play them at the Etihad. Run it back. Hey, we should expect the manager, Arteta, to make some changes. We should expect Pep to have a different wrinkle. But I'm going to say this. There's plans that you can put in place, but you have to be able to adjust. And we showed to be able to adjust in that second half where Arteta and Arsenal weren't able to do it. It was a brilliant game. Brilliant game. Let me try to catch up with these comments. People said Kusanov was mid. That's crazy. If they said he was mid before seeing him this season, okay, maybe you needed to see more. I get it. But what you've seen from him this season, you can't say that he's mid. Yo, large up and much respect to my man Godfrey. Let me give him some cheers. Godfrey in the building. He goes, big up the legend Vader every time. Listen, bless. Thank you so very much. You know it is. And hey, I respect you. Congratulations with regards to City winning the trophy. I respect you for saying all that. Good looking out. You're a real one. You ain't hiding. You ain't hiding. He goes on to say, the center backs, though, Saliba and Gabriel, were the only ones doing their job when they're sitting back so much. There's only so much they can do. Defensively, I would agree with you. Defensively, Saliba and Gabriel did exactly what was asked of them. But in this era of football, in this time of football, they needed to actually, I think, show a little more for the ball. They needed to be able to distribute the ball a little more. Them on the ball, I think, was challenged and exploited very well, like my man Trevor said earlier. We did take advantage of that. We'll see what kind of wrinkle they put in place. Is it different if a Timber is playing? Is it different if a Calafiori is playing? We might have to see that when we play at the Etihad. My gal is back. She goes, Vader, Man City are peaking at the right time. Pep has found the winning formula. Rose, you're one of the best, Rose. You're one of the best. We are as good as our last game. We're as good as our last game. So I'm gonna take it for what that is. German chicken wing, big up, Vader. Listen, German. I hope you're letting these people feel it. I hope you're reminding them of the talks before the cup final, and now what's happened after it. I hope you're flexing on them. I hope so, because trophies aren't easy. We hadn't won this in a while, and I'm so glad that we did in the manner that we did as well. Brilliant. Brilliant. M113 F0 in the building. Blessings. Listen, thank you. Blessings to you as well. Good looking out. I'm thinking that this is gonna be one of those shows where we gotta probably break this down. So let me get the clock going. You guys have been amazing. You know I can talk to y'all easily. Look, 20 minutes have passed. We've been talking. Let's get into the combo. Let's get into the combo. And each and every one of you that have tuned in, commented, thank you. If you're a little shy, hey, just make sure you like that like button. Be a part of the show. Let me. Oh, dang it! 1 second. Apologies. I had to take this. Damn it. Apologies. Okay, I'm back. Listen, when I do this in the middle of the day, it's hard. I can't fully disconnect, but I appreciate y'all being very patient. Y'all hitting the like button. All right, now listen. Let me get this clock going because that's what I was actually about to do. Let's get this set up here. Go here. We go here. Go here. Vader games. All right, now let me sit back. Let me bring the microphone closer. Let me kind of chill. Listen, I have to say, I was nervous going into the game. I was incredibly nervous going into the game. I noticed how inconsistent we've been, not only with the decisions by the manager, but with how some of the players have been. I did have some confidence when I looked at the midfield balance. The fact that Pep went with Rodri, Shirky, and obviously we saw Bernardo, it was okay. The intelligence is on the pitch, right? The players that can adjust and maybe make something out of nothing were on the pitch. So I was kind of calm there. And we needed that because this League Cup had to have been won by us, not by Arsenal. It it was gonna be too much of a burden, too much stress to close out this season had we lost this game, right? Because you could just imagine, all right? Because we got to play this out. Arsenal win it, right? Arsenal win this, okay. City go on again, another game that City haven't been able to defeat Arsenal. City lose this, another game where it looks like Arsenal are running away with this league. City lose this game and Arsenal win means Arsenal are pursuing this quad talk, and on top of that, the league's done, right? The league's done because what's next? What's next for City? On top of that, that's one less trophy that now City have crashed out of going into the international break. Because again, Vanessa's in the chat. How we played, how we looked versus Real Madrid, more so on the first leg. I was happy with how we fought in the second leg, being a man down, but we would have lost out on the trophy for the Champions League. We would have then, had we lost this game, lost out in the League Cup, which would have left the FA Cup and the league. Now the league is a 9-point gap, very difficult to overcome. Right, that's clear. And then on top of that, we have the FA Cup that we're still pursuing with the likes of a Liverpool in it. Chelsea are still in it. Arsenal is still in it, right? So that was one of those where is City winning a trophy this season, right? Going from still competing in all four fronts to then we're out competing in two. We needed this. We needed this. And the way we played compared to what we saw from Arsenal, I think we showed that we were up for a final. Those that have been getting shot down, been getting accused of being gaslighters, been being told like stop talking about Arsenal this way. Well, we all keep saying it. We're going to call you this. This League Cup was another example to help in that understanding, help in that argument to say Arsenal aren't winners yet. They aren't. Okay, you want to say they're going on to win the league. They haven't won the league yet. They're not winners yet. I thought we showed up early. Yes, there was that flurry of shots that Trafford, again, speaking of the keeper, of Trafford keeping the ball out of our net in a very, very high stress moment, right? They were on us. Now, I happened to be on American Waffle earlier, or just earlier this week, just last night. And I had to say this. These players, the manager, the club, they make commitments. They make agreements. They have conversations to manage the best team possible. You have to make promises. You have to have a code, because that's when you're going to have everybody know what's expected of them and no one second guessing. Everybody playing to their full potential. Everyone playing for the manager, playing for the badge. If either manager, and I'm saying either, Pep, Arteta said, listen, you're my cup keeper. This is what I'm expecting of you. We're going all the way with you. That's accepted. The scapegoating, Kepa had no right playing. Arteta owes Kepa nothing. Well, neither did Pep with regards to Trafford, right? Quote unquote. No one owes a player anything, I guess. But Trafford and Kepa were the League Cup keepers. They played all the games leading into it, and then when you come to the final, to not play for a final, trust me, it's not just Kepa that would be looking at Arteta sideways. It would not be. It would be every player that's in favor with Arteta now, and every player that's on the come up or trying to earn his trust, right? This is what happens within a club. And again, yes, Kepa made the mistake, but Arteta didn't make the mistake of playing Kepa. Did he make a mistake of playing Kepa in the previous games? Did Pep make a mistake in starting Trafford? Come on now. Come on, let's not do all this. I'm gonna try to catch up with the comments. Let's not do all this. And on top of that, I'm hearing a large amount of copium coming out of Arsenal with regards to Trafford was signed as a number one keeper. Therefore, Pep playing him wasn't all that. He was already considered a number one. It's not like Kepa. Okay, Kepa's been a number one at Chelsea. Trafford's been number one at Burnley, right? There's a wealth of experience between the two players that is very different. Again, Kepa earned his final. He did, just like Trafford did. Did he make a mistake? 100%. I also think it's pretty funny. Had it been us not winning the game, what would any Arsenal fan say? Y'all deserve to lose that, or you were always going to lose that because you played Trafford? Result-based analysis, most likely they'd probably do it. But again, you have 10 other players on that pitch. 10 other players, right? I see Godfrey in the building. You had 10 other players on that pitch, and I think the 10 other players really let down Kepa, because there was a barrage of attacking opportunities. Listen, City were on it. Listen, Shirky had opportunities. Rodri, Bernardo Silva, Doku. We were We were attacking. There's only so much that the keeper can keep out of the net. And on top of that, if I really want to get dirty with it, if I really want to get grimy with it, okay, the ball spills out of the keeper's hand. Okay, it spills out of the keeper's hand. We've said it before. I believe I saw Rhea spill the ball out of his hands with Gabrielle as well, like a miscommunication. Again, league game. It was a Prem game, right? Not a League Cup game. But I believe we've seen players make the mistake again. Now, who was late? Who was poor to react? Who wasn't on it? Right? Who did my man right here, Nico O'Reilly, who did he get past for the first goal? Who did he get past for the second goal? Right? So again, all this Kepa is the problem, was the problem. No. Yeah, you had an entire 90 minutes. It was more than Kepa. Let's not do this. Let me catch up with these comments. Good looking out. MCFC Darsh goes, yes, everyone. Smash the likes and subscribe. You know what it is. Mike City, you know what it is. Yo, big up. Large up to you too as well. Yeah, get the likes up, my people. Good looking out, Godfrey. Now, Godfrey goes, Kepa really doesn't have the same chemistry with the back line like Rhea. That's true. And again, I understand that. I get that. But I guess when Zubamendi and Rice are not showing for the ball as well, we ain't beating the City press. And funny enough, it was a City... Yes, it was a City press, but I think it was also a City... It was a City I dare you. It was a City like... It was a City... I'm backing off because they weren't pressing Kepa, right? They weren't really going out to Saliba and Gabrielle really like that. And on top of that, they weren't even going to force the issue with regards to your right back and left back. You know what I mean? And Capier and Ben White, listen, it wasn't that much of a press, but it was more of, I'm backing off you and I'm now daring you. I'm daring you to do. Let me see that. Let me see that accuracy. Let me see that passing accuracy that you got. Let me see. Put it into the channels. Let me see a lob one and slightly off and give one of those angle passes. Let me see that. This is what it was all about. Not necessarily a heavy press. German Chicken Wing goes, how does the YouTube monetization work? I get you when you get there. Listen, I need German Chicken Wing. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I need a lot more consistency with regards to how much I'm making this content, with regards to those that are watching, the views, those also subscribed, right? All those go in hand in hand. I'll say this, and you're very kind. The how do I put this? The interactions that I've had with regards to direct messaging has been tremendous. There's certain things that I've been able to upgrade studio wise because some have said, you know, Vader, I like what you're doing. I like your angle with things, or I like your I like your family rated YouTube channel. I want to help you continue. So yeah, listen, when I get there, I appreciate that, German Chicken Wing. Much appreciated. Good looking out. What else we got here? FC goes, big up Vader, been a while since I've seen you on stream. Is everything well? Everything has been well. It was spring break, March break out here in Canada. I've got two minions, little princess, little prince. And when it's spring break, it's family time, which just happened last week. And prior to that, just work ramping up to be able to have that week off was a little wild. I'm doing it as best as I can to kind of have these shows in the middle of the workday, obviously. And I got to find the right balance because I end up talking to you guys, which I love, by the way. Don't get it twisted. I end up talking for more than 115, one question, 50 minutes. Obviously, we're 30 minutes into this show. But when I do Why Always Me with a series of topics on the side, when I happen to do CIA Intelligent Agendas with the panels, listen, that's easy an hour 15, hour 30 sometimes. So it's about trying to manage things and time zone. But Listen, I will do my best to be more consistent. You guys showing up when I am online is very much appreciated. Godfrey, if Havertz scores that last chance, it's a different game. I'm looking more at the attack and midfield not doing its job. That's fair. That's fair. I know Havertz has scored many goals for you before. He's just coming back off of injury, so maybe his game rhythm quite isn't there. Trafford did a brilliant save. I don't even think that Havertz's shot was poor. I think it was just like an amazing save. The same way I remember O'Reilly getting 2-1 with regards to trying to score against Vanessa in Real Madrid, and Courtois just happened to be in the right place at the right time. It was one of those. So sometimes it just doesn't fall your way. But I think all in all, throughout the game, we played like we wanted this trophy. We played like we weren't going to settle, right? There was a lot of settling over at Arsenal. And I don't know if it was because they were nervy being in this final. I don't know if it was because maybe Arteta was like, I'm going to see this city again. I'm not showing them everything. Obviously, there were some limitations with the available players. I don't know if Arsenal fans are accepting that. But, hey, a lot played out. I'm glad that my player, academy player, my club showed out for a final. And again, that is a record. My manager has the record amount of League Cup finals. And there have been some greats. There have been some greats that have managed in this English league, right? I don't got to remind you. I don't got to remind anybody. Pep is at the top of that great list with regards to League Cups. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Let me see. Oh, my God. Vader, Kepa or Raya, Man City would still win. Second half was an epic performance from our boys. I can't disagree. Like, Rose is on point today. Rose is on point because, again, it was the volume of attacks. And like, if I can be fair, Kepa is taller than Raya. The first goal that kind of Kepa doesn't get high enough to grab it, does that get missed by Raya? And is it a clean header for Nico O'Reilly? I'm just saying. Raya's not as tall as Kepa. Do we still see the same outcome? Something to think about. F0. Bernardo and Rodri schooling. Again, we as a club, oh my gosh, we need the right, when we have the right balance of technical ability, football smarts, and the pace and power, which we had in our pump, right? When we had the combination of Ilkay Gundogan, KDB, Rodri, Bernardo, when we had that combination, we're going to get there again. We need Foden to get back to his form. We need Shirky to get even more, it's not even confidence, even more understanding of what Pep wants and where his other teammates are going to be. It's going to be crazy out here. The beautiful game will be in the Prem. Listen, Common Sensei in the building, big up Vader. Glad to catch you live. Listen, we're having a nice convo. I had to talk about why we had to win this, and obviously we have to win this because of the quad stop. We needed to stop the quad talk, right? On top of that, we needed a trophy. Manchester City needed a trophy. These players to get back or to understand winning. The new acquisition of players. We got winners, right? We got winners that were part of the back-to-back, the treble, the three-peat, the four-peat. We got those players. But then when we had the addition of Marmoush, Reinders, Nico G, Kostanov, Savino, Shirky. Did I mention Reinders? Reinders, Trafford, Donnarumma. We needed winning. And Pep started this whole serial winners. Pep started this all. We play for every damn trophy. He started that with the League Cup. We got clowned for it. We got joked about it. Now, there's a reason why I celebrate this. I celebrate this because I know what it means. When you play to win, when you're just relentless about winning, it spills onto everything. Oh, man, I'm glad you caught me live. I'm glad we were able to talk about this. Need an agenda on the content creators getting out of their place this weekend, not the Arsenal fan ones. All right. You got to give me some context. You got Mike. You got to give me some context. Who's out of line and what's happening here? Because again, if we're gonna talk agenda wise, a few agendas that I'm running with. Okay. I have to continue the you need to prove it until I believe it agenda with regards to Arsenal. Okay. We'll just put that aside. With regards to Liverpool. Okay. Liverpool, we play them in the FA Cup. All right. So we got to be careful. We play them in the FA Cup. But Liverpool, they're pursuing this Champions League. Okay. Pursuing the Champions League. They play PSG. That's going to be crazy. But Liverpool and the conversation with regards to agenda talks for them is, and it kind of sucks that he's hurt, but it has been the fall off of Salah. It has been the fall off of Van Dijk. We can't ignore. I know it doesn't get spoken about because Liverpool fans are the freaking media darlings, and I hate it, but it is what it is. It doesn't get spoken about on how their big signings have flopped, right? Do you know how constant, how relentless it would be if Wirtz was playing for City? Do you know how we would be destroyed having won the league and spent that much more, like breaking records? Do you know if we had a record-breaking signing and he's been so poor? He kicks the ball. You know how Shirky made the comment about he doesn't want to hurt the ball, like his touches are important, like he knows that the ball feels pain, right? Shirky's different. Wirtz understands that in the wrong way. He doesn't want to hurt the ball because the way he kicks it, the way he fluffs those kicks, if he played for us, we would be killing it. So that's one agenda. The Chelsea agenda, again, my blue brothers, I really don't go after them until they go after me. But I got some bullets in the chamber with regards to Chelsea. If they happen to cross the line, if they happen to, and you know what? I'm gonna be real with you. The only Chelsea blue brother that I want to bring the heat to, I'm gonna be real. The only blue brother is KG. KG, you'll catch him sometimes over at Catch. You'll catch him, I think, doing things with Judge Mo or maybe Hussam. KG is the only one that I often want to, the way he talks about City, I often want to check him, right? But I've been chill. I've been chill because the majority of my blue brothers are cool. Ahmed kind of crosses the line a little bit, but for the majority, everything's kind of calm. United are getting mad giddy. Roy Keane talked about it. United fans are getting mad giddy. They're talking about next season. They're talking about the obviously UCL movements. They're talking about player signings. It's great to see. It's great to see because they were down in the dumps. They had it really bad. And agenda-wise is all of the United fans that are ready, to make the same mistakes. They're ready for Groundhog Day. They're ready to do what they did with Ollie. They're ready to say Carrick deserves to remain as manager. What? Why are you making the same mistake? You need to be looking for whoever's next. Carrick's resume, he was brought in as an interim. Keep him as interim, not as interim until the wheels fall off. As interim until the season's over and go out and get you that right manager. It looks like United fans are about to make the same mistake a second time, and I love it. But that's one agenda. I'm not running any agendas with Spurs. I don't believe in punching down. I don't believe in nah. We'll wait. And again, the only ones I would really go after, hey, apologies here. Okay. The only ones, and again, I hold grudges in a way. I'm a little petty like that. But the only one that I would really go after is Kate from Kate and Jimbo. Kate had way too many harsh words to say about Manchester City when the 115 first dropped. She was unapologetic. She instantly labeled Manchester City as cheats and wrongdoers, and I did not like that. She's the only one I would bring heat to with regards to, quote unquote, throwing a little mud if they happen to get relegated. But that's for another time. I'm being chill. I'm being chill. This is a celebratory time. I just won the League Cup. What do I got to be upset about? Look at the smile on O'Reilly's face. Look at the smile on O'Reilly's face. I love it. This is me all week. I'm telling you. All right, let me try to catch up with these comments. Good looking out. PF in the building. He goes, Vader versus Touchline Facts charity fight. I mean, I'm all the way out here in Toronto. I don't know if we're gonna go weight class. I'm doing pounds. I'm like 187. I don't know if we would be in the same weight class. But nah, you know what? Me and Touchline are good. We can have our Manchester debates. We can have our club debates, right? I can remind them all the time. Let me get this.
All around you. It's an invasion of blues. Even the sky's blue.
I can remind them all the time. So we're chill. Daniel in the building. Blue Brothers, sit. Well, okay. Now, actually, let me do this. Let me do this proper. You know what? I got some time here. Let me do this.
Vader games.
Let me close here. Let me find it. Let me find this for you guys. You guys have been amazing. Put that up. Put this bad boy on screen. Vader games. Now, I had to put this on screen. I had to. All right. Now, I don't know if you guys noticed, but this has been missing in the game. This expressiveness, this having fun in obviously a job, right? These players are professionals. So when you have fun while you're working, makes the day fly by, right? Now, this isn't at 0-0. This isn't at 1-0. This is at 2-0. All right. You get some lenience with regards to that. Yes. Big picture, this might spark a reaction for the team to want to even play even harder. Okay, I mean, it's a final; you should be playing hard regardless. But I'll hear that. But I also want to point out this man, and it's not showing up here. The clock isn't showing up. But and again, YouTube, do not copy strike me. This is strictly for analysis, critique. There's no sound involved. Actually, let me make sure there's no sound involved. All right, but watch. This, and I'm going to play it in slow-mo. This is in-game. And Common Sense brought it up. Like, the reaction to Shirky doing keep-ups. Like... And it's funny. I call them keep-ups, but I was hearing a lot of English content creators talk about keepy-uppies. Have you guys been calling them keepy-uppies? Or is that a thing? Is keepy-uppies a thing? Because I've always called them keep-ups. Let me know in the chat. Have y'all over in England been calling them keepy-ups? You hear both. Okay, I've only heard keep-ups. I've never heard keepy-ups. It sounded kind of like kiddish to me. But yeah, the keep-ups in the game. Let me tell you guys. I see you, Rose. I see you. Let me tell you guys. Shirky had the ball in a game, in a final against the best, and I'm not shying away from it. We are not, listen, over here at Vader Games TV, we are not remixing it. Arsenal are the best defense in the Prem. We're not gonna scale that down. We're not gonna disrespect them, right? Arsenal are the best defense in the Prem. Arsenal are the best defense in Champions League, are they not? I could be wrong. I mean, they're the best team, right? They're the best team. But you know what? This keep up. Look. He's not even looking at the ball. This man's not even looking at the ball. He's seeing Ben White. And you know what? You know what's happening here? 10 seconds. 10 seconds he had the ball to be able to do all that against the best defense. 10 seconds. If you're not pressing him, what's he supposed to do? He's supposed to be like Kepa and just have his foot on top of the ball? No, he's an expressive player. I tweeted this. I put a message out. Not since Mario Balotelli have we had a player skillful and expressive like this. I love it. I love it. You know me. One of my shows, Why Always Me? Listen, Balotelli, my guy. I absolutely loved it. And again, he had time on the ball. And another thing that kind of gets missed, and I remember this being mentioned in many other sports that I happen to play. If you don't like it, stop it. If you don't like them scoring, stop them from scoring. If you don't like them showboating, don't have them to have time on the ball. Another thing is, and I encourage it, is if he can express himself this way, let him do it. If it's going to rile up, if it's going to rattle a Ben White, who's then going to charge in and do a reckless foul, right? Trying to intimidate, trying to show a message. Well, you want to show a message? Be pressing, be close to the ball when he does have it instead of waiting until after the fact, right? Let me see if I can pull this up. Watch. This is later. You're going to see him come to the picture. Shirky passes the ball, and the ball's been kicked. Ben White goes to leave one on him. Now, what I want. Let me digress for a second, okay? Because I'm obviously North American, all right? I'm Canadian, born in Montreal, currently live in Toronto. I do not support the Toronto Maple Leafs. I do not. But let me mention something with regards to the National Hockey League, okay? Let me hear me out, guys. Hear me out for a second, please. I watch a lot of sports, all right? Different sports. NFL, National Football League, NBA, National Basketball Association. Obviously, I mentioned the NHL. Obviously, I watched the EPL. Okay. What I miss, and it was an element of English football back in the day. Okay, it was an element of English football back in the day, which many of you have said, you know what, we're losing the game a little bit. Oh, how things were. Okay, so let me not go too long ago, right? I can go as far back to even Roy Keane, Patrick Vieira times. I can even maybe go a little forward to Fernandinho time, Fabinho time. All right, we can do all that. Even, you know what? Let me mention this. Let me mention this. Even present day, right? Look at Joe Linton, former striker, right? Quote unquote. They want to say failed striker, now midfielder. I watch so much sports, different sports, and I like to see the nuances. I like to see the different philosophies and the approaches. Okay, in the NBA, the skillful players, right? The players that were attacking the basket, trying to score, getting aerially, like trying to dunk or playing above the rim. If someone put in a poor foul or put in a challenge that wasn't necessarily playing the ball but was more body, there was a response. There was a player on that team that would then maybe already on the team or get subbed on to express a point, right? To not necessarily intimidate, but to remind, hey, we're not having any of that, right? You do that again, I'm here for you, okay? We have that in the NBA, okay? And again, subs are on and on constantly. In the NHL, they're called bruisers, intimidators, lawmakers, okay? If you happen, again, for maybe you might know this name, Wayne Gretzky, incredibly skilled, right? Mark Messier, incredibly skilled players. Crosby, if you happen to go in and you put one on them a little too heavy, there was the enforcer, there was the sheriff, there was you're not going to do that. Now, they would either do it to the player that caused the foul, or they would then go and target the other skilled player and say, you know what, it's tit for tat. Don't do that to my guy, and I won't do it to your guy, okay? Now, I know I'm long-winded, but I have to paint this out for some that might not be familiar. Now, the same thing happens with regards to even the NFL, right? If there's a late hit, if there's something, you're going to put one on You're going to put one on. Oh, I forgot this. MLB, baseball, Major Baseball, okay? Major League Baseball. If there happens to be a pitcher, okay? Now, pitcher's got incredible control. Incredible control. If they happen to put one a little high, a little too close to the batter's head, if they happen to hit the batter, guess what happens? Now, the next time up, the opposing team is going to have to retaliate, is going to have to say, you know what, we're not having any of that. If you do that, you're going to get this, right? Eye for an eye. I'm all for it. Now, if you wanted to respond versus Shirky, go out and showboat your damn self. Go out and show your skill set. Go out and show your flair. Go out and do that. Now, Ben White going out and doing what he did, oh, best believe. It would have been Fernandinho. It would have been the likes of, it had been a Fabinho. It would have been the likes of a Vieira, right? Vieira. It would have been the likes of a Roy Keane. We would expect Joe Linton. It would be an expected response. You ain't doing that to one of our players. I don't care that he's showboating. I do miss that. Gabriel, again, Gabriel for Arsenal, I would rate that as well. You know what? Diaz would do something like that. Vincent Kompany statue. Vincent Kompany would do that. Now, hey, Kyle Walker would do that. This is what I can't lie. I kind of miss. I kind of miss it, right? You police yourselves. You don't need the refs getting all involved. You police yourselves. But I love the reaction for those that were like, kind of poo-pooing it, being like, we don't need that in the game. Stop it. You don't need that in the game, then you respond appropriately. It has nothing to do with going in and laying one in. But if you're going to do that, just understand we got to be able to do the same. You got to let that go. And this is where refs have to let the players police themselves to a certain point. Listen, English League are hating fun as of late. I agree, Common Sensei. I agree. They're hating recently. And I'm going to say this, because some didn't recognize what Pep has to do. All right? And again, this is what I have to say. You guys have been amazing. Thank you for an amazing show. Pep had to shake his head. Pep had to do that. All right? He's the manager. He had to be like, no, not now's not the time. But you know Pep. Pep ain't coaching defensive football. Pep is coaching expressiveness. Pep is encouraging you to play football, not this systematic, programmatic, robotic. He's not that ain't Pep. That ain't Pep. Let me see. Actually, do I have a clip of? Yeah, I do. All right, Pep's doing this for show. He's shaking his head. At this because he has to as the manager. He has to show that he's not encouraging it. But this is what Pep coaches. Pep coaches expressiveness. We can't let this game get boring. We can't let this game get to being systems. And again, it could be the system football that Arteta has in place could be what wins it this year. Could be. But if that's where the game's going, man, Pep, don't shake your head. Don't shake your head. Don't shake your head. We need expressiveness like the Shirkies. We need Foden to get back to the Fodens of what he is. We need even Bernardo. I know Bernardo can't do it every game, but we need that type of attack. We need it. I know I'm way behind on these comments. You guys have been incredible. What's going on here? So, league champs. You know what's up? League champs. Champ is here. Champ is here. The champ is here. That's what I'm talking about. League Cup, we needed it. Quad Talk dead. Are Arsenal fans talking trouble? If Arsenal fans are talking trouble, our work's not done. Our work's not done. Serious face. Pep had to stay professional. He had to. I mean, Pep's going to be like, no, don't do that. In the locker room, different story. In the locker room, this story. Cameras were on Pep, but deep down, trust me. Pep was like, if you're going to have 10 seconds on the ball, what? I mean, he wasn't doing step overs. I remember him talking to Sterling when Sterling was doing a few step overs. He has to do that, but he's not going to rewrite. He's not going to rewire these expressive players. I'm telling you. Now, I have to say, Shirky is a breath of fresh air. All right, we need to protect him. The players on the pitch need to protect him because, again, I see it with Doku. They're going to go in and they can't stop him. And again, I was nowhere near high level football, but I'm gonna say I played rep until I stopped. Right, I played rep, and for me, my advantage was speed. All right, when they couldn't react. And again, I'm no Doku, but when they can't react to Doku with regards to his shiftiness, his change of pace, what they're going to do is they're going to lay some heavy ones on him. They're going to want to kind of get to the knees, get to the ankles, try to slow him down slightly. They're going to do that. We need to protect him. And again, the players need to be able to do it. Pep, I need you on the sidelines talking to that fourth official, talking to the linesman. We can't let some of these play on continuations happen. Call the damn foul on these players. Way too many games are being played. All these nicks and knacks, they add up. But yeah. Sorry, I had to do that. Did I see the clip? Listen, I saw the clip. I saw Shirky go down to the ground and then with the pose. That's actually going to be... Oh, do I have it? Hold on. Do I have it? I don't think... Wait. Let me find it. One second. Hold on.
Vader games.
Let me see. Oh man, one second. I must have it. I must. Give me a sec. Shirky's such a breath of fresh air. And he's got them rattled. He has got them rattled. Between Bernardo Silva, Shirky, Rodri, right? Rodri says a few things after winning the Prem, talking about mentality and Arsenal fans have been rattled ever since. I almost forgot the classic. Stay humble, right? Still to this day, they're still upset with what Holland had to remind Arteta. And let me run this real quick. Let me make sure there's no sound. All right. But my man Shirky fouled by Ben White. You see the ref, black boots. You can see the black boots, right? You see the black boots. Refs being corralled by the players. Shirky. Oh, is it gonna stay in camera view? Does he pose? I love it. He's still holding it. He's holding his shin, by the way. I love it. He holds the pose, smiles, and then rolls back in pain. Now, I don't want to hear anything about him diving. He got the foul. He got fouled. It's not a dive. All right? I don't want to hear any of this nonsense because some are going to try to run and make it seem like he dove. He did not dive. He got fouled, hit the ground. All right? So don't let them try. Don't let them. And I know they're going to try it. I know the big YouTube accounts are going to try and do it, right? There was no diving here. He got fouled. Did he play it up like many other players have played it up? Yes, 100%. That is not foreign. That's not new. All right? Don't let anybody try to remix that. He got fouled. He did not dive. Now, on the ground, did he play it up? Yes. He did. I'll own that. I'm not gonna be silly about it. He played it up. And we've seen it played up by many hundreds, maybe thousands, maybe millions of players before him. So let's stop this. Spartacus in the building. Statistician Spartacus in the building. I see you. Good looking out. My girl DC is in the building. She goes, big up our Vader. Thank you. I am for you all. And good looking out. I hope you enjoyed the show. Hello, Blues. She's reminding you guys, please, if you haven't already, do the damn thing. Hit the like button, subscribe. Can't win with the people. They say Pep ruined football, but critique when players do that. You're not going to win. You're not going to win. And again, not on this show, but I have to do it. Maybe on CIA. Maybe on CIA I do it with other panel members so we can have a lot of different viewpoints. But this ruining football, this systematic, this non-expressiveness has nothing to do with Pep. Pep orchestrated, created, was the architect of what many would argue to be the best football we've ever seen with Barcelona. Expressive, right? Obviously, the talent. He's attempted to do things similar, but with a little different twist, having different ingredients. He's looked to done that at Bayern, at City. The expressiveness has always been there for Pep. This robotic, systematic, you don't do this, you don't do that. That ain't Pep. That's others trying to copycat and not having the ability to do it. Pep's a poet. Pep is a poet in an era of AI-generated poets. If you notice, you'll never catch me doing an AI-generated thumbnail. Nah, straight authentic over here, right? You're not gonna get an AI-generated Vader Games on a thumbnail. You're not gonna get an AI-generated joke or meme or GIF or a picture. Nah, straight real over here. Straight real over here. Pep's a poet. Pep's actually writing things, and you get many that are just asking the AI. You're getting AI generated tactics and systems. All right, AI is killing art. AI is killing all type. And again, I can't wait. They're working on it. I can't wait for everything that is AI generated, created is going to have a watermark or a stamp. You can see the soulless display of AI generated things. Easy. I got no issue if you see some flaws in what's man-made, man and woman made. I have no issues with seeing certain things kind of out of place. I can't wait for when, this AI generated attention grabber is there for display. But listen, I need to chill. I didn't mean to go there. I didn't need to go there. But again, this is Vader Games TV. I'm gonna be as unique and as authentic as I can. I do me. That's it. That's it. Trev in the building. Yeah, yo, Shirky was mad funny. It was mad funny. They are going to injure him like they took out Roger. They're going to try to impose some physicality on him, and we need to be able to respond appropriately. We need to be on that shoulder for the official. We need to be able to make it a conversation, especially in press conferences, put everybody on point. And we also need to make sure this eye in the sky, this VAR is on point with regards to relegating this, right? We need to protect this. It's missing. It's missing in the game. We need to protect it and not have the grumpy olds or the grumpy youngs that don't know better. We with the Platinums need to teach them. We need to not let them kill this from the game. Dre P in the building, catching me just when I was about to shut down. Dre P in the building, large up, man. What you saying? Big up Vader. Bernardo was immense. And again, I hear it. He can't do it every game, but he can do it for games like this. He knew exactly what the assignment was. Rodri's still getting back into health. We need to. Some players are ready to kick Rodri out the door, ready to say, see you go. We need the right balance, right? We need experience. We need the skill set. We need the pace and power, obviously. We need the physicality. We need all those. Even the stature, size, we need all of that with regards to the players. I'm confident that Pep can find the right balance. Been saying for most of the season, if City put their best efforts, things will be okay more times than not. It's true. And again, sometimes our best efforts have been lacking because of player performance. Sometimes it's been lacking because of 11 selected or even changes made throughout the game. But again, we all hold our hands up. No one's perfect. So it's learning as we go along. Could this league have been different with different choices, different players, performances, lack of errors, all yes. But you can't ignore that these players have learned and improved. The manager has learned of what these players are capable of. And again, the moments have not been too big. We just won a final. I'm not talking about anything else for the week. Yeah, tune in because I will talk about this and how we will look moving forward. But I'm not putting this title win aside. They want to ignore it. They want to put this aside. Let's move on to the next. When you lose it, that's what you want. But when you win it, now you got to celebrate it because trophies aren't easy, guys. They're not easy. They're not easy. AJ in the building. Vader, my guy, Arsenal have had 132 different injuries since the start of last season. Again, 130. I fully believe that the league final win means you go up 2 gears and do another. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hit the like button, people. I don't like what you're doing. One game should not bring this reaction. But is it because, give me the factors of, okay, we raise our level, okay? We raise our level. But what does that mean? Even with us raising our level, what does that mean for Arsenal though? Are Arsenal dropping down? What's happening? Now, I don't see your question a little later. I don't watch enough of Manchester City women play. Obviously, when it comes down to closing out the season, when it regards to like cup runs, I'll be honest with you. The majority I happen to watch are highlights, or I will actually listen to my people over at Shades of Blue because they do cover the women's game a lot over there. So I'll hear what they happen to say. But nah, and until my little princess gets into football a little more, I haven't been watching. I'll be honest with you. Yeah, appreciate those likes out there, people. Now, let me try to catch up with the comments. Common Sensei goes, you think it's really possible for City to win out after this? Is this enough to propel the team to finish strong and potentially ruin Arsenal's season once again? I'm not saying that now. Common Sensei, I know AJ's comments. We have a FA Cup game to play versus Liverpool. Again, consistency is going to tell me this because we have Liverpool, then we have Chelsea, then we have Arsenal. All right, we play Arsenal in about a month. I need to see us not necessarily play the same 11, same style. But I need to see us manage that. Again, I did not want us out of the Champions League, but us out of the Champions League and Arsenal still in the Champions League helps. It does help. I can't lie. It does help. Yeah, that's why I have to play the sad music. We can't talk injury excuses. I'm sorry, AJ. We can't talk injury excuses. You may have had a lot. You may have had all that, but no, we can't be doing that. Now, Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal. You know what? Here's what's funny. And AJ, I respect you tremendously for being a part of the chat and actually expressing that and asking the questions. But the amount of games remaining is why I can't jump to that conclusion. You guys still in Champions League, I think is advantage City because you have to focus a lot more to close out the season. And it's just from an experience standpoint. If you had the experience of being in those competitions and winning them, then it wouldn't be a disadvantage. but I think you're learning along the way, so that's why it is an advantage. When City were in multiple competition, or even Liverpool were in multiple competitions to close out the season, they had won it. They didn't have that anxiety or the weight of the entire fan base being like, get over the line and win it, right? So that's why it's very different. If City win Liverpool, win Liverpool, win Chelsea, win Arsenal, I'll entertain what you're thinking. I would actually say this, and I don't want it, but if we were to lose to Liverpool, meaning we're not in the FA Cup to continue, Arsenal were to win their game and then have to focus on the semi-final. Ooh. Oh, man. Damn. If we're only focused on the league if we're only focused on the league to play Chelsea and then Arsenal, and Arsenal still have Champions League, FA Cup, yikes. I'm not trying to get too... Oh, damn. I didn't want to think about this. Damn it. I didn't want to think about this. Yeah, hit the like, people. Good looking out. Damn, I hate that. I hate that question. Spartacus is in the building. What's Spartacus saying? We didn't raise our level. This is a normal level with Trafford and Ned. Statistician Spartacus is killing me. He's killing me. This is our level with Trafford. Oh, my gosh. Okay. Now, I'm going to go back and watch the game, which I haven't yet. Spartacus, I have not gone back to watch the game yet. I will ask this of you, and we'll have to link up. CIA has to happen on Sunday. Trust me, CIA is back on Sunday. Intelligent Agendas, we're back Sunday. I'm going to get all the guys lined up. I want to ask the question, Spartacus. Do not answer now. But I want to ask, were the balls over top, right? Were the balls over top by Trafford possible by Donnarumma? I'm not... Because, again, we weren't really playing it out. In this game versus Arsenal, we weren't playing it out. But the balls over top, often sent over to Holland to kind of run onto, or even Doku. I'm asking, could Donnarumma have done that? Don't answer now. We're going to answer on the next show. CIA in the building. You guys have been incredible. I know the chat has been tremendous. Let me thank each and every one of you. Let me let you know that CIA will be back on Sunday. Why always me? I'm looking at Thursday. Why always me on Thursday? Today's Tuesday, and we had 115. One question, 50 minutes. I enjoyed this. I saw you guys in the building. My gal Rose was in the building. Dre P was able to catch me. AJ in the building contributing. Common Sensei, German Chicken Wing, DC in the building. Y'all been amazing. And for the names that I kind of missed earlier, apologies. Thunder, I saw you as well, reminding people to hit that like button. Spencer, Trevor, you guys have been great. You guys have been amazing. And, oh, listen, I almost forgot. Ja was in here earlier, reminding me, sup the league. Godfrey, y'all been cool. Teal as well. Listen, I'm Vader Games. I want to thank each and every one of you. You got to do what you can and keep that notification bell on. I know I'm not as consistent as I need to be, and I'm trying. I got the minions that I'm trying to... Yeah, minions I'm trying to manage, workload. But I'm here post League Cup final win. We had to do this. We had to do this for football. We had to do this to stop the quad talk. And catch me on the next show. I'm Vader Games TV, 115, one question, 15 minutes. Protect this man. Protect O'Reilly. What an incredible win. 2-0. 2-0 clean sheet against the best defense in the Prem, Arsenal, the favorites for the league. And we go on. Next game, Liverpool. Enjoy this international break. Catch me on Thursday. And I'm Vader Games, and I'm out. Quick and brief.